Hey y'all, welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors, another episode of Just in Time. Um, Today's lesson, I pulled a scripture I had read last year. I think I briefly mentioned this scripture. I have been kind of over this topic at different times. I really felt this week I wanted to go back over it. Partly, I have been asked a couple of times, heard it mentioned a couple of times. I'd love to be able to live the life you live. And y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I'm living the best life I have ever lived in my life. Partly because God has blessed me. But the next reason is because of these scriptures right here. I want to go to book of Hebrews, chapter 13. And we're going to read verse 5, I think it is. It said, "Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he hath said, I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee." Y'all, there's a lot said right there in those scriptures. The reason I can live the life that I live is I'm content with the things that I have. I really am. That's not saying there's not nothing else in the world that you want. Yeah, there's a new 45-70 lever action rifle Marlon makes I'd love to have. I would love to own a bunch of hunting land to be able to just ramble around and do what I want to do on. There's things that I would like to have, but not to the point that I'm willing to change my lifestyle or sacrifice greatly to get them. I'm pretty content with the things I've got. I am a naturally driven, self-motivated worker. I enjoy working. It's part of my DNA. My dad, my uncle, my grandpas all just enjoyed working, and it wasn't because they didn't have nothing. They wanted to be busy doing something, and I'm the same way now. I don't really like working for somebody else too much, but nobody else does either. But I'm self-motivated. I want to be doing something. I want to be busy. I feed off of accomplishments. When I make something, and I look what I did, that drives me. When I have things that need to be done, my mind's thinking about all the tasks that need to be accomplished. I need to get this done. I need to get this done. I need to get that done. So that being said, the life I live is not easy. There's a lot of hard work in it. Feeding animals and growing a garden and self-sustaining your own food and juggling your bills around. But the biggest thing, people say, how do you manage to live the life that you live? I say you got to get comfortable being broke. You got to not mind being broke. And when I say that, the first part of that scripture says, let your conversations be not covetousness. That means don't be looking at what somebody else has got and talking about, I really want that. I wish I had what they had. I want that new truck or that new house, or look what they've got, and I want that too. Because that person's got that, you don't know what they had to go through to get it. You don't know what they're sacrificing to get it. You don't know how deep their debt is. You don't know how miserable they are struggling to make those payments. You don't know how many sleepless nights they're going through. Y'all, my peace of mind, I lay down at night, and most of the time I sleep pretty good. I have lost a lot of sleep, but not over worrying about bills. Mostly over stupid things I said, things I've done, and regret, I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have done that, or whatever. Everybody's got that. But be content with the things that you have. And that is not selling yourself short, saying that there's, that you don't need to be trying to better yourself and get better. What that's saying is I've got what I need. Realizing I've got shelter, I've got food, my bills are paid, I have an income of sorts. I'm blessed. The next thing is when you truly understand that God will provide. There's been several times that I've had bills come up. I mentioned this back in some video back a while. Back during the summer in July and August, my light bills went up to one of them was $650 something, and then the other one from my shops were $250. Almost $1,000 worth of light bills in 2 months. Both months were the same. And I didn't know how I was going to pay it. We were slow. We're slower doing business during the months. I was running my keels less during those summer months than any other time. Because Christmas don't really kick off till late August. We start diving headlong into Christmas pottery. And we wasn't really running air conditioners no more. They just assumed that, we'll jack these bills on up. And they done it to a lot of people. There's nothing you can do about it. But I didn't call up there and throw a fit, because what was you going to say? I mean, you're not going to give up your electricity, so... Or I didn't want to. You could. But I have to run it for a business purpose. I use it mainly. But I said, God, I don't know how I'm going to do this. God, I need you to take care of this. And all of a sudden, boom, 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 I had work show up. God did not hand me money in my hand. I did not receive a check in the mail to cover my bills. But I had a job opportunity. And I took that, and God took care of me. As long as you're willing to work and you're humble, and you don't think more highly of yourself than you ought to, and you don't think, well, I'm too good to do this, or I'm too good to do that, you're not better than nobody else. I don't care who you are or who you think you are. I'm not better than nobody else. I'm not better than the poor man down the road that don't have nothing. I don't have a whole lot, but I'm content. I'm not rich in money, but I'm rich in life. I'm rich in the things of God. I'm rich in family. I'm rich in health. Today, I'm suffering some knee ailments. My elbow's been giving me some trouble rolling that rolling pin, but I've been breaking hides and doing a lot of strenuous stuff, and I've probably put a lot of it on myself, but you know what? I honestly believe God will take care of me. He'll make a way. I look back through my life, and every time that I have ever faced something, faced a bill, faced a difficulty, faced an obstacle in life, God has made a way and has brought me through, because I stand here today, life is good. That tells you He's brought me to where I am. I didn't get here on my own. I did a lot on my own. I have done a lot of work. I've worked a lot of jobs. I've been successful at a lot of jobs. I was a pretty good metal roofer. I'm a pretty good welder. I was a pretty good mechanic when I was younger. I was pretty good at landscaping. Was I better than somebody else? No, there's always somebody better than me at anything. You'll always look around at whatever you do, there's somebody that does it better than you somewhere out there. But I've done pretty good at it. I'm pretty good with my hands. I make pretty decent knives. I make pretty decent anything I try to do. My pottery that I make is pretty decent. I'm very proud of our pottery. We make really nice pottery. Why is all that? Because God gave me the talents. He blessed my hands. He blessed my mind. And the Spirit that's in me drives me. And God leads me. And I give God the praise. I never say, I did all this on my own. I'm a self-made man. No, The health that I have is a blessing from God. The strength in my body and the sound mind that I have is a blessing from God. God could have just as easily take all of that away. And if you don't believe that He can, you be patient and be arrogant about it. And He just might. Because you can look around and watch people that was healthy one day and a doctor's visit later, and they on the brink of death. All of a sudden they're in a wheelchair, an accident, anything. Every day that you have that you've got a sound mind and good health, you're a blessed person. Very blessed. I know we all look around at our lives and we see things that I wish was better. I wish things were different. I wish I had this opportunity. I wish this would happen in my life. And everybody can look at that and do that. Learn how to look at your life and go, you know what? This is good enough. It don't mean that, well, I'm be lazy and don't do nothing, or I'm sell yourself short. You can always desire a little better things and be working towards, a goal in life, but look at what you have and don't put yourself in a financial bind trying to keep up with somebody else, trying to be wealthy. Y'all, I honestly, and I have said this I know several times before, and I'm going to say it again, I have no desire to be rich. I have no desire to have more money than I can spend. Do not. It's a curse to everybody I have ever seen. The Bible didn't say that money was the root of all evil. It says the love of money. That means that even a poor man can have the sin of the love of money. And it be a detriment to him. Come here, Roscoe. Sit. Sit, boy. Sit. This is my buddy. He's got young'uns up the road. Y'all seen them pictures? But be content with the things you have. Be content with the life you're living. Find ways to enjoy what you have. There's people that I know that they have nicer toys, they have nicer things to use, nicer tools, nicer campers, all kind of big fancy boats, and they got all this stuff. And they work so much that they don't really have time to enjoy it. And when they do, they have to sacrifice going to church or skip church to enjoy it. Y'all, I have sacrificed a lot of vacations and a lot of extra things to live the life that I live. I worked, I paid my bills, I paid my house off. I have gotten myself almost debt-free. Everything I own is paid for except for the SUV that my wife drives. And then, of course, we have phone, lights, water, internet, such as those bills. And our light bill, running those kilns sometimes, can be expensive. It shouldn't be $655 to $1,000. But they done that to me. But it still can be more. It's never going to be a $150 light bill. I'm not going to ever have that. But it's a business investment. But otherwise, I have sacrificed things to keep within my means. I don't have to have a brand new truck. I don't have to, because this buggy has got some problems, I don't have to go trade it and have a brand new one. I'll work on it and deal with it. I don't mind not having what the neighbor down the road's got. That ain't what motivates me. Being rich don't motivate me. I have sacrificed to get to the place in life. So you do have to somewhat plan ahead. But be content with some of the things that you have. Learn how to enjoy life with what you've got. I live every day. I go out there like today. I have worked myself to death working on hides. I did it yesterday. I have got to go in a little bit and run some traps. But it's things that I enjoy doing. It's a lot of work. It's not easy, but I enjoy it. I'm doing what I want to do. Do I make a bunch of money at the end of the day? No. Probably won't make a dime today, but I'm okay with that. So with that, these scriptures, it talks about be content. If you'll learn to be content and trust God, because he said, I'll never leave you and I'll never forsake you. When you've got a need, God will take care of that. God may not take care of every want that you have. You may not get every desire. And when you look at somebody else that's got more or blessed more, you may not want to go through what they've been through to get that. But God will take care of the things you need. I have never asked God to see me through a situation that God didn't see me through. It may not have worked out like I wanted it, but I can say that he brought me to where I am today. And y'all, I live a life that I enjoy living. We work from home, and that is something I always wanted to do. I want to be able to raise my little boy around the house. I want to protect him from the evils of this world. The evils that have infiltrated our educational system bother me now, because now you don't know what they're teaching. When I was going to school, it wasn't a big a deal. I was pretty much grounded in what I believed and understood. And the foundation of that is in Genesis 1, that the God created the heavens and the earth. So when you understand that, you believe that truly, you can deal with the rest of it. But today they're trying to push things that I just, I don't know. So I'm at home now. Maybe I can homeschool my son. There's a lot of discrepancy of people saying, oh, don't do that. And a lot of people, oh, yeah, I wouldn't have it no other way. That's a decision that really only me and my wife can make, and I'll pray about it a lot before I make that decision. I've got a couple of years to see. But I'm here, and I have that option at least. Whether I decide to put him in public schools, and I very well might. I went through public school. My daughter went through public school. I don't really have a great problem with it, but I at least have that option. I'm here around with my parents are right there around, and I can keep an eye on them as they get to their later years in life. God has blessed me. I've got a good church. I've got a good pastor. I've got a good family. I've got good kids. I've got a good wife. God has richly blessed me. But it's because I've put God first and I've trusted God. I've learned to say, God, I don't know what I'll face tomorrow, but no matter what it is, you'll see me through. And I trust him, y'all. I truly trust him. I don't have no doubts that he'll take care of me. So y'all learn how to be content with what you've got. Don't bite off more you can choose, what the old timers say. Don't buy more stuff than you can pay for. Y'all, our economy and our world is geared right now to try to put everybody in debt, get you so far in debt you can't see, and then they're going to digitalize all your money. And then if they don't like what you got to say or what you think or how you act, they can deplete everything you got. They'll erase your banking account. They'll shut it down. You better be keeping your mind on what's going on. Get the important things paid for. Get a place to live and at least one vehicle paid for. That way you can walk off from the rest of it, let them have it if you got to. Put yourself in a good position and then trust God. Put God first. I'm telling you, put God first. Do you have to be perfect? You need to be working towards perfection, but you're not going to be perfect. You're probably never going to achieve perfection. But be content. Look at your life and say, you know what? This is what I've got to work with. And you can find ways to enjoy the life you live and be blessed in it. So thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors, an episode of Just in Time. I hope these little talks help you, encourage you, uplift you. Guys, y'all can make it. You can live for God. You can be content. You can be debt-free. You can live a good life. You just got to choose to. So thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Remember, if you do a little better today than you did yesterday, tomorrow will be a better day. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one.